Hey guys, Dylan here, back in another review, and today we're having a look at the Star Wars Black Series Captain Rex. Let's get into it. Alrighty guys, so as I said before, today we are having a look at Captain Rex. He is from Star Wars Black Series, duh. And in particular, Clone Wars. This is not his Rebels appearance, although you could fudge him in with those if you really wanted to. Doesn't have a beard or a beer belly, but I guess that's besides the point. This is probably one of the best Black Series figures of all time, and I'm putting it up there with Darth Vader and the Tusken Raider and Revan, maybe even the Imperial Guard. Who knows? But all I know is this dude's freaking badass and definitely one of the best things to come out of Clone Wars. Him, Cad Bane, Asajj Ventress, probably the three best characters to come out of that whole entire series. And Ahsoka. So I almost effed up. So yes, let's just get right into it and take a closer look at his accessories. So in the way of Rex's accessories, he does come with two of these little guys, standard pistols, which do actually holster on his hips. They hinder the articulation a little bit, but nothing too serious. Just gotta get it in there. There you go. So, awesome. And then, of course, he's got one more. Now, my only real gripe with this figure is the fact that he is lacking a second trigger finger. He doesn't have one over here. And before we get to the other accessory, look at that head. Look at that. That's really, really good. And we'll just look at articulation on the head right now. Rotates pretty well, looks up and down pretty well. Not too much tilt. But the reason we did that is because his helmet is going to be how he's displayed. This helmet is hard plastic, to my surprise, actually. I thought it was going to be a little bit gummier, but it isn't. The antenna does move on it. The antenna's a little bit on the gummy side, but what do you expect? Don't want that thing to snap, do you? But apparently this is a little different from the Hascon one. On the inside, anyways, it's all smoothed out. Whereas the Hascon one, I think, had some specific molding in it. But what you want to do is, first of all, we'll just gawk at that amazing head sculpt one last time. Curious if they're going to do a Jango Fett. You just want to kind of push down once you get it around there, which I'm doing off camera whether you like it or not. This goes on nice and easy. And there you go. So that being said, let's get into his articulation. Alrighty, so in the way of Rex's articulation, it's the standard fare. It's basically the Stormtrooper, but with some clone parts on it. The head, a little bit more limited with the helmet. Maybe not too bad. I mean, it looks up and down pretty good. He's got the diaphragm joint, which we're used to. The shoulders, the little pauldrons do go underneath, so you do get a lot more range than I think with the other clones, if I'm not mistaken. We'll do a comparison later. They rotate all the way around, bicep swivel, double joint at the elbow. There you go. Swivel at the wrist, hinge at the wrist. On this side it goes up and down. On this side it goes in and out. Pretty standard there. His hips will move forward a little bit, back a little bit, out a little bit. I wish the hips were a little better on the clones, only because they were pretty agile in the Clone Wars. He's got a thigh cut, double joint at the knee. And you want to be careful with his little skirts there, you don't get him caught in anything. He's got rockers, he's got hinges, but they're really, really stiff. This side works a little better. They mostly just move forward, to be honest with you. I think that's all they do is move forward. Because this side definitely is stiffer. But yeah. They move, but they're not going to go far because of the back there. So you just have to deal with that. Yeah, it kind of sucks, but at the end of the day, he's going to be standing rather manila on my shelf, at least. So I'm not too shaken up about that. Whatever. Yeah, no, it's a mean latte. So that being said, let's move on to some size comparisons. And here is Rex next to Spider-Man and the Sand Trooper that is included with the dewback, who we'll be looking at Friday, or on Friday, I should say. And yeah, as you can tell, him and the Stormtrooper, basically, that's what it is, share some parts. Pretty much the standard armored character build for the Black Series. I mean, aren't clones Stormtroopers? I mean, makes sense to me. And then Spider-Man's actually looks a little shorter next to these two, so he may very well be, but I think Rex scales nicely here. So let's move on to one last size comparison. And of course, here is Captain Rex next to Commander Gree and Commander Cody. The other two clones I have, I don't know why I use the Bane voice. Maybe because it's my channel and I felt like it. Ever think of that? Put that in your frickin' algorithm. So, Rex is probably about the same height here. Him having a removable helmet, he's a little bit different in terms of size, but I'd say he scales quite nicely with these two. If anything, Cody's a little bit taller, but he's got a different helmet and everything going on. I think Cody's like a different mold from Gree. Seems like it anyways. And yes, their shoulders do not move out as much as Rex's. Hopefully, the Rex mold will be used for Wolfie, and then we'll do a 4-way comparison when he comes out. But looking forward to that. Kind of wish Cody got the unmasked head treatment, but at the time, kind of glad he didn't. So, that being said, time to move on to final thoughts. Alrighty, guys, so wrapping up with final thoughts on this guy. Yeah, you know what I'm going to say. This thing is awesome. I think you should buy it. Definitely one of the best Black Series figures of all time. I'll put it up there with the 40th Darth Vader. Yeah, said it. Damn straight. So, I'm just going to keep it short and sweet here. He's got his two pistols. Check. He's got a removable helmet and a very, very nice head sculpt with very good paint. Check. And the antenna thingy on his helmet is articulated, whereas apparently the Ascon one did not. Outside of that, this one only lacks the larger guns the other one came with, but it's Captain Rex. You gotta have him with pistols. My only gripe with this guy, he should have had 2 trigger fingers. I don't know why he doesn't, but I don't know if they actually have a hand, like a left hand with a trigger finger on it. I don't recall seeing any, but something to think about. I believe the next clone is going to be, was it Commander Wolfie or Captain Wolfie? He's going to be a GameStop exclusive. Definitely looking forward to him, adding him to my clones, because I only have the captains and commanders and hoo-dahs and dee-dahs and diddly-doos and all that good stuff. So, I'm going to give this guy a 10 out of 10, despite the fact his pistols, or his left hand is not a trigger finger. But at the end of the day, this thing is still awesome, and I highly recommend you check him out. So, until next time, hope you enjoyed this review. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And until next time, I'll catch you guys later. I screwed it up, I know.